So first of all, I'd like to thank all of you who have joined us today for the webinar, because we have a long holiday coming up with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the May 1st. Despite of that, you've taken the time out today to attend the webinar with Zoho and Bimalji. So we are very, very thankful for all of you who have taken the time out to attend today. And for today, if you see, we've got the topic interplay of bill to ship to supply with registration and ITC in GST. And we have our very own tax expert, CA Bimal Jain, to host the session. But before I give you a quick intro of Bimalji and welcome him to the webinar, I'd like to do a little bit of housekeeping of this particular interface that you see. So here, if you see, you have a Q&A tab. So that is a tab that you can use to interact with Bimalji. So Bimalji is going to keep the entire webinar entertaining for all of you. So you will be able to interact with him, answer all the questions that he poses in the Q&A section. And please reserve the questions that you have for him to answer towards the end of the webinar. So once we finish the webinar, then you can post the questions in the same Q&A tab, so that it's easy for me to keep a track and also project it to Bimalji so that he can answer all your queries. So let's use the Q&A tab until the end of the webinar for interactions with Bimalji. And then towards the end of the webinar, let's use it for the questions that you want Bimalji to answer. So I hope I'm clear to all of you. Can you all give me a yes in the chat if I'm clear? All right, amazing. So today we've got CA Bimal Jain with us. Join us for the webinar. Welcome to the webinar, Bimalji. We are happy to have you here, and he's also taken the time out. There's a long weekend for him as well, so he's taken time out to interact with all of you. So this is like collaboration that we are doing with Bimalji for almost 12 months now. And this is one of the webinar that we have done in the previous series of webinar, and all our webinars have got great support, great interactions and engagement, and we all can see the love that you have for Bimalji and for Zoho. Thank you all for giving us such good support throughout our collaboration with Bimalji. And I hope Bimalji doesn't need any introduction to the audience that we have today, but I'd still like to give a brief intro of Bimalji for those of you who'd like to know him a little more. So he's a member of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India since May 1994 and member of Institute of Company Secretaries of India since December 2006, along with a bachelor's degree in law. He is a qualified SAP and financial control consultant and has more than 21 years of experience in indirect taxation and specializes in all aspects of GST, service tax, VAT, CST, central excise, uh, customs, FTP, SEZ, EOU, export-import laws. He has working experience of more than 18 years in renowned companies like LG Electronics, Honda Motorcycle, Hindustan Development Corporation, Khaitan and Company, and presently he is the executive director of A to Z Tax Corp LLP, a boutique indirect tax firm. In addition to this, he has gained more awards and recognitions. To name a few, he has been a part of a keynote speaker at the Guinness World Record made by ICSI, largest taxation lesson on GST, attended by 4,500 plus participants, breaking earlier record of Japan. He's won the Business Leader Award from Amity School, Noida, Best Speaker Award from NIRC ICA/ICWAI, Young Achievers Award at Igniting Minds 2015, Best Participant Award in MSOP 117th batch by ICSI. Welcome to the webinar, Bimalji. The platform is all yours.
At the outset, let me thank all the participants who are joining today on very important topic. GST almost 6 years, but still this topic is so hot, and still I've seen number of queries I get on this particular topic. So that is the reason we have chosen this topic as a hand-holding, learning, and resolving your queries pertaining to bill to SIP to with Interplay on ITC and registration provision. And I'm sure you'd be loving this today's topic, because GST, when you're doing practically, you get a lot of insight, clarity, which really create your interest in the subject matter. So I always try my best that you should really learn the topic with a practical example. So I'm sure you all are ready. Again, requested to each one of you take a piece of paper and pen or pencil, so that we can start, and this is two-way communication from my side and from your side, and we both would be interacting together. I would be asking those queries during my deliberation, and you would be responding, and I'm sure you'd be responding the right answer. Even though you do not know the answer, do not worry about it. Rest assured, today, in case you are not having answer, at least you must give a try. And I'm here to resolve those queries. This topic is too technical, but I will make it live and lucid and practical for understanding of each of the participants who have joined now. So without taking much time, let me start with the first important point. In GST, we have to determine the supply made by you is an intrastate or interstate. If it is intrastate, we all know CGST and SGST leviable. In case of interstate, IGST leviable. But what is the thumb rule? As I said, you would be having piece of paper, pen or pencil. I would be sharing my mobile number. Either you can, whatever you prepare, you can put on social media also. This is what you learn today. Point wise, number wise. And this preparation, whatever you're recording and noting down on a piece of paper, I'm sure it will really help you for you to recall what you learned today. So try to make note of it. That practical example, whatever I'm going to discuss today. The first, if location of supplier, say Delhi, and place of supply is Delhi, then transaction is intrastate, CGST and Delhi SGST leviable. If location of supplier Delhi and place of supply is any other state other than Delhi, then transaction is an interstate supply, IGST leviable. This thumb rule is known to all of us together. Let me ask the very first question. Let's say I'm supplying from Delhi to Haryana. Delhi to Haryana. So my goods are moving from Delhi to Haryana. In which state I'm supposed to take registration? Delhi or Haryana? Please tell me. It's an origin state or destination state? Delhi or Haryana? Please write answer whatever. Even though I'm asking some basic question, please write the answer so that I get clarity. Of course, Delhi. You all are right. So for registration, you have to take registration in the state where from you're supplying goods or services, which is called origin state. But goods are destined to Haryana. Ultimately, it is going to Haryana. So GST is a destination-based consumption tax. So the SGST component, which normally accrue to the state, in our example, when goods moving from Delhi to Haryana, it will accrue to Delhi or Haryana, because ultimately goods are destined to Haryana. Please tell me, which state will get SGST component? Of course, it is Haryana, right? So conceptually, what we have learned, for registration, you will take registration in the state where from supply of goods or services are being made. That is called origin state. But Delhi will not get any GST component. Even though goods are moving manufactured, let's assume from Delhi, but Delhi will not get anything. It is destination state, consuming state, Haryana, they will get the SGST component. Hope I'm clear to all of you in terms of registration and destination. I'm clear. If I'm clear, say yes in a chat box that this part is very, very clear to all of you so that no doubt exists. Okay, perfect. Now let's start with some interesting practical example. Let's say I'm registered, and this example you must note down in that note sheet which you're preparing. I'm a supplier registered in Delhi, and you all are from Tamil Nadu. So my buyer, those who are watching this webinar today, they are buyer and they are registered in the state of Tamil Nadu. It's a B2B supply, registered supplier to registered recipient. So Bimal Jain, being supplier who is a manufacturer of goods, registered in Delhi, you as my buyer recipient registered in the state of Tamil Nadu. There are two kinds of transaction which we have seen in the commercial parlance. One is called FOR destination and another one is called ex-works sell, ex-works. So we are going to discuss both the transaction in a very crystal clear terms. It is B2B, registered supplier to registered recipient. Before I start my example, let me ask the question so that I could understand that whether you are really up to the mark or not. If it is FOR destination, and what is FOR destination, by the way? You have given a contract to the supplier and you have told to the supplier to supply particular goods to your premises in Tamil Nadu. So ultimately, supplier going to pick up, transport, and deliver the goods to your premises in Tamil Nadu. And you are Tamil Nadu registered. Please tell me, transaction would be intra or inter? Give me the answer in a chat box. Is it intrastate supply or interstate supply? So perfect. Each one of you have given the right answer, and I was sure that I'm going to get a right answer from you. Somebody has said intra. I do not know. It is some, I don't know who is Manohar. He's saying intra. I don't know how come he's saying intra. Again, Manohar is copy pasting once again, intra. So I don't know, Manohar, is it intentionally you're doing or something wrong on your part? Simple. Manohar, with you and with others, try to understand. Location of supplier, Delhi, Bimal Jain. Place of supply, where delivery terminates. So 10(1)(a), section 10, subsection 1, clause A of IGST Act clearly says, and you all listen because second question is important. Those 99% who have given me the right answer, they are going to have challenge in responding the next question. So listen the provision first. 10(1)(a). Where supply involves movement of goods, either by supplier, of course, because supplier is undertaking this movement from Delhi to Tamil Nadu, or by recipient, or by any other person. Then place of supply would be where delivery terminates. So delivery is terminating in Tamil Nadu. So that is called place of supply. So as a logic which I told you, Manohar, because you are the only one who copy pasted and given the wrong answer. Location of supplier Bimal Jain, Delhi, and place of supply where delivery terminates, which is Tamil Nadu. Transaction would be interstate supply. So IGST leviable. So no confusion now. Now challenge once again to all of you. Had it been ex-works transaction, what is ex-works? You as a buyer of Tamil Nadu registration coming to my factory at Delhi. I'm handing over the goods to you at my factory gate at Delhi. I'm handing over the goods to you at my factory gate at Delhi. Now the question to all of you, and please, location of supplier, no doubt, Delhi. Place of supply becomes important here. I have handed over the goods to you, to my buyer, at my factory gate at Delhi. So place of supply would be Delhi or Tamil Nadu. If it is Delhi, then CGST and SGST, right? And if place of supply is Tamil Nadu, then it is interstate IGST. So get set, ready. In case of ex-works transaction, I handed over the goods to you at my factory gate at Delhi. Transaction would be intrastate or interstate. Please reply in the question answers box. Intra or inter? Let me see what answer I'm getting. So question answers, tab, you have to use it. So a lot of you are now making mistake, which I was assuming that some of you will definitely do the mistake. Okay, not an issue. So a lot of you are making mistakes. Some of you are very, very right. And some of you are totally wrong. Some of you are saying it's an intrastate. CGST and Delhi SGST leviable. Answer is, let's listen the answer first, and then I will justify why my answer is like this. This transaction will continue to be interstate IGST leviable. IGST leviable. Why? Listen the answer. First, section 10(1)(a). What I said, I'm repeating again. The supply involves movement of goods. Supply is involving movement of goods. Either by supplier, so supplier is not undertaking that from Delhi to Tamil Nadu, or by recipient. Of course, you are taking the goods at my factory gate at Delhi, but you will deploy your transporter and truck, get the goods loaded and take from Delhi to Tamil Nadu. Quite obvious, right? Then these goods are moving to your premises in Tamil Nadu because this was ex-works transaction, or by any other person. Then POS would be, place of supply would be where delivery terminates. So delivery going to terminate in Tamil Nadu only. Transaction is interstate, logic number 1. Logic number 2. We all know now eBay bill is compulsory, right? And compulsory means either supplier or recipient or transporter need to generate the eBay bill. The standard threshold amount is 50,000 rupees. So we are assuming that this is more than 10 lakh rupees. Transaction is of taxable supply is of 10 lakh rupees. eBay bill need to be generated. In case of FOR destination, where supply undertakes, causes movement of goods, then quite obvious supplier going to generate the eBay bill. But in case of ex-works, recipient, buyer, who causes the movement of goods, and you will generate the eBay bill. So while generating eBay bill, you will say place of dispatch is Delhi and place of destination is Tamil Nadu. Quite obvious. Interstate, it can't be intrastate. Logic number 2. Logic number 3. If I wrongly assume, which some of you have answered as an intrastate, if I wrongly assume, and charge CGST and Delhi SGST, whether this credit going to be auto-populated in your 2A or 2B of Tamil Nadu registration, please tell me, is it going to be auto-populated because place of supply is not Tamil Nadu? Wrongly, I have charged CGST and Delhi SGST. So I am going to show Delhi. Is it going to be auto-populated? Please tell me. Yes, but it is not eligible. It is going to be auto-populated, correctly said by some Salim, but it is ineligible. You can't take credit, but no credit. So given three logic to all of you, can you say it is intrastate? It can't be intrastate. If India is a one nation, one tax, one market, then quite obvious these logic need to be understood. Hence, transaction is again interstate supply, IGST eligible. Please tell me in a chat box. Tell me in a chat box, first of all. I'm going to respond back to other guys. Those who are having some connected question, don't worry, do not go away. In question answers, I'm going to touch base. I'm not chipping in between because momentum will go away, but I have clarified to the best. Tell me, is it clear to all of you that this transaction is interstate? Say yes in a chat box. Say yes in a chat box. I will come to counter, say everything, I will come back later. You first say that you got it so that I'm comfortable that you understood it. Okay, perfect, perfect. Very well done. Okay, now allow me to make another example to all of you. Okay, am I audible to all otherwise? Because there's a little power cut here, so I don't know. Am I audible to all? Okay, okay, all right, all right, all right. Now this was pertaining to B2B supply. Had it been a B2C counter sell, what to be done? In counter sell, what happened? I'm registered. Let's say I got a sari shop at Delhi, and you all are unregistered recipient buyer of Tamil Nadu. You're coming all the way from Tamil Nadu to Delhi to purchase sari. So you purchase five designer sari, because some marriage occasion at your family, in your family. You purchase five designer sari worth 10 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees. So it's a B2C transaction where Pan India is confused and they are looking for the answer. So when you're purchasing this five sarees worth 10 lakh rupees, which is counter sell B2C, registered supplier to unregistered recipient. Now, please tell me, this transaction would be intrastate or interstate? Tell me the answer in a chat box. Intrastate or interstate? So I'm looking for the answer. Please tell me. In case of B2C, okay. Okay, all right. Intrastate, okay. A lot of you are saying intrastate. Okay, all right. Since it is B2C, okay. So Suryam is giving little different answer. All right. And my answer to all of you, this transaction is interstate supply. You'll be thinking what I'm saying, am I right? You must be amazed and surprised, right? This is interstate. IGST should have been charged. But Pan India is doing the mistake. Pan India is doing the mistake. Pan India, I'm telling you. And let me tell you where from these provisions are coming in. See, in case of B2C, if you say intrastate, then I would have charged CGST and Delhi SGST, which I have charged. And this Delhi SGST has gone to the kitty of Delhi government, Arvind Kejriwal. But GST is a destination-based consumption tax, right? I told you. It must accrue to the state where ultimately it is going to be consumed. So which state going to be consumed? Because you're coming all the way from Tamil Nadu. Am I right? Ultimately, it is consumed for the Tamil Nadu state. So SGST component must accrue to the Tamil Nadu state. Am I right? Tamil Nadu state. But you all gave me the answer intrastate. And where from it is coming, it is interstate. Listen the answer. Rule 46E of CGST rules. You can note down. Rule 46 sub-rule E of CGST rules. It clearly saying in case of B2C transaction, your taxable value is more than 50,000, more than 50,000. So in my case, it was 10 lakh rupees. They are saying Bimal as a supplier, Bimal as a supplier, when he's raising the invoice, he will capture the name and address of the recipient, including address for the delivery, including the state name and state code. This is the compulsion on supplier to capture wherever taxable value is more than 50,000 rupees. Rule 46E, please. Second case, just try to understand logic. You are unregistered, right? But supplier is registered, right? And value is more than 50,000 for generation of eBay bill, right? So who will generate eBay bill? Of course, your supplier, and he will say Delhi to Tamil Nadu, right? Delhi to Tamil Nadu. Then how come this supplier will generate invoice with intrastate and eBay bill would be interstate? And there's the compliance rule 46E, and it is going to be interstate supply wherever taxable value is more than 50,000. Am I clear or not? You may not have followed, I'm sure about it. But please tell me, it is clear now to all of you that this transaction would be interstate supply? Please tell me. First, you say for less than 50,000, you say intra or inter, no problem. But more than 50,000, interstate, you need to capture name and address. Some Vinod Kumar Agarwal saying, however difficult to keep track on such B2C, Vinodji, no choice. No choice. I can't help it. This is the provision which I'm telling you. First, you tell me whether provision is clear or not. Practicable, how to do it, these are subsequent questions. But provision-wise, you must say, yes, sir, provision-wise, I'm clear. Provision-wise, no doubt to me. Of course, for B2C, eBay bill required your registered supplier will generate the eBay bill. Subham. So all right, I have said to everyone now. Now let me touch another point. If you are my tax consultant and I've followed the way you suggested, and you suggested wrongly to me, CGST and Delhi SGST. Last 5-6 years, I'm following this CGST and Delhi SGST, which is not correct for B2C counter sell. So what happens if audit comes up, an inspection comes up, department going to tell you, Mr. Jain, It's an interstate. You should have charged IGST. And you will reply quite obvious that you charge CGST and SGST. You collected and deposited also. Am I right? That is what your answer would be. So this officer will say, I'm least bothered. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister will come and say, no, this was my SGST pie because destination-based consumption tax. So department will ask you to deposit IGST. Then what happened? The CGST and SGST which you have collected and deposited, of course you have to go for refund, right? Some of the queries pertaining to this particular topic. Now, when they will ask you to deposit IGST, transaction may be of 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. You are depositing IGST now. Whether interest is leviable, please tell me yes and no in a chat box. Yes and no in a chat box. Please tell me in a chat box, interest is leviable on payment of IGST. Okay, lot of yes and lot of no. So how interesting it is, see? So all of us are now trying to answer. Some of you are saying yes, some of you are saying no. Section 77 of CGST Act, read with section 19 of IGST Act. Are you noting down on a piece of paper? No interest. No interest leviable. You have to only deposit the IGST. Second question. You have already paid CGST and SGST 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, for which you are depositing IGST in 23 and 24, the current period, current financial year. So once you pay IGST, of course, with no interest, you have to go for refund of CGST and SGST. And section 54 put a condition of 2 years time limit, right, for claiming the refund. So for 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 2 years passed away. Are you entitled? Can you claim the refund of this wrongly paid taxes? When I'm talking about provision, section 77 of CGST Act, read with section 19 of IGST Act. Can you claim refund? Say yes and no. Yes and no. Okay. Lot of you, yes. Okay. Okay. So this time, a lot of you are saying yes. Answer is yes. And this 2 years will start. This time limit will start from the date you make the payment of IGST. So this 2 years limitation will start only from the date when you make the payment of IGST. Please tell me, is it clear now? Say yes, that this topic is very, very clear now. No time bar, don't say. Okay, is it clear? All right, thank you. So very well done. So quickly you understood everything. Okay, now bill to SIP 2. Bill to SIP 2, and you have to pay attention. Lot of practical we are going to do. What is bill to SIP 2 as per 10(1)(b) of IGST Act? In bill to SIP 2, they are saying we are supply of goods made by the supplier to the recipient or any other person on direction of third person, whether he is agent or otherwise, before or during the movement of goods, by way of transfer of title to the goods, by way of transfer of document towards title of the goods. And they are saying in that case, it shall be deemed as received goods by that third person at whose instruction or direction goods are being moved. And place of supply would be the principal place of business of that third person. So this is the 10(1)(b) of IGST Act. Now to make it practical, easy and lucid, example number 1. Are you noting down? Again, I'm recalling, because once you note it down, you will capture it properly. Let's say there are 3 parties, A, B, and C. A is a supplier in Delhi. So write down, A is a supplier in Delhi. You can just help me out so that you understand. And of course, I'm asking you to write it down. It will help you, definitely help you. It will clarify all the doubt in your mind. A is a supplier in Delhi. B is in UP, and B is asking A of Delhi to supply the goods to C of Haryana. Please tell me in the chat box whether this fact is clear. B of UP asking A of Delhi, which is a supplier, to deliver the goods to customer C at Haryana. Whether this is clear, please tell me in the chat box whether clear. This factual part is clear. Okay, okay, all right. So factual part is clear. Now, for 10(1)(b), bill to SIP 2, bill to SIP 2. So supplier going to bill to B UP, SIP 2 to C Haryana. That is the region called bill to SIP 2. Now please tell me, in this transaction, there is 1 supply or 2 supply? Please tell me, 1 supply or 2 supply? 1 supply or 2 supply? There is 2 supply. A to B, because A is supplying at the direction of B only. A does not know who is C. And B is ultimately supplying to C. So there are 2 supply, A to B and B to C. So this part is again clear. Now, I'm just recalling 10(1)(b). In case of 10(1)(b), they are saying place of supply would be the principal place of business of the third person at whose direction goods are supplied by supplier to recipient or any other person. So in case of A to B, A's location is Delhi, location of supplier Delhi, and place of supply would be principal place of business of B, which is UP. Transaction is interstate supply. Am I right? Please tell me, at least say yes in the chat box that this part is clear. A to B is interstate supply. Now, when B is raising invoice to C, so B's location is UP, location of supplier UP. What would be POS, place of supply? Then 10(1)(a) will come into the picture. So place of supply where delivery terminates, which is Haryana. So transaction would again be interstate supply. Please tell me, am I clear? So both the transaction would be interstate supply. Please tell me, am I clear? Say yes in the chat box that this part is very, very clear, no doubt. Okay, clear. Now let me complicate it. Let me complicate it. Let me create a little, some googly. Now, A is a supplier, second example. So write down, A is a supplier in Delhi. A is a supplier in Delhi. B is the third person at UP, same. Third person at UP. But B want A of Delhi to deliver the goods to customer C at Delhi only. I'm repeating again so that no doubt. And I'm sure I will get correct answer from each one of you. B is a third person giving instruction, direction to A of Delhi, who is a supplier, to deliver the goods to customer C at Delhi only. At Delhi only. All right. Hope this factual is clear to all of you. Now you have to resolve. There's two supply, A to B and B to C. So tell me, A to B is a intra or inter? With the same logic, with the same example. Tell me, intra or inter? Please tell me. So I'm looking for the answer. Intra or inter? Of course, interstate supply, right? No doubt about it, right? No doubt. Interstate. And B to C again? B to C again? B to C again? Oh, there's one guy made the mistake, Ashok J. And Balvinder Singh made the mistake. B to C again going to be interstate. Location of supplier of B, UP, and place of supply where delivery terminates, Delhi, interstate. So both the transaction is interstate. A to B is also inter and B to C is also inter. Please tell me yes. Those who made the mistake, please, I'm putting a lot of efforts. Don't fail me. Interstate supply. Am I clear? Am I clear? Say yes in a chat box. Yes in a chat box. Say yes in a chat box. That interstate. All right. So some of you said wrong. Okay, not an issue. So clear. Perfect. Perfect. I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. All right. All right. Again, third, let's say those who made the mistake, let them correct again. Let them correct again. Now, B is of Delhi. The person, third person, is from Delhi. Asking A of Delhi, which is supplier, to deliver the goods to customer C at Haryana. I'm again repeating, and do not make mistake. I'm putting a lot of efforts. Do not fail me. For listen very carefully and get it pass. B is now in Delhi. B is a third person. At whose instruction, direction, A is of Delhi, which is a supplier, delivering the goods to customer C at UP. At UP. So clear. So again, to supply A to B and B to C. Clear? So A to B transaction would be intra or inter. Please give me the answer. Intra or inter? Okay, so A to B is intra. Perfect. So my audience is, who is saying inter? Mehul, Panchal, what? Mehul again. I said 10-1B Mehul, location of supplier Delhi, place of supply, principal place of business of the third person, which is again Delhi, transaction would be intrastate. Am I right? A to B. Intrastate CGST and SGST. And what about B to C? Location of supplier B, Delhi, and place of supply where delivery terminates, UP, transaction would be interstate. Sankar, you're failing me. I'm very clear. I hope I'm very, very clear. Am I clear to all? Say yes in a chat box. Some of you are still, I do not know why they are not being able to understand. Please tell me in the chat box, am I clear to all? Say yes in a chat box at least, that I'm clear. Okay, perfect. Okay, yes, yes, perfect. Very, very clear. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Now listen, some of the query related to this and which you must know. GST is a destination-based consumption tax, right? Let's take the last example for discussion. Last example. B of Delhi, who is a third person, wanted A, who is a supplier of Delhi, to deliver the goods to customers C at UP. This was a transaction. In this example, A is billing to B, Delhi, shipping to customer C at UP. So goods are ultimately consumed in UP. So SGST must accrue to the state of UP, Yogi ji. But how beautifully this transaction is being done. Listen very carefully. When A to B bill is being made, it was intrastate, CGST and Delhi SGST. A raising invoice to B. B will take the credit, CGST and Delhi SGST, because he's registered in Delhi. When B is raising invoice to C, then he will charge IGST. His output tax would be IGST. So IGST, but for discharging IGST, he will use the credit of CGST and SGST. So once IGST charge for the state place of supply UP, then SGST, which was supposed to accrue to the state of UP, has gone to the state of UP. B was only intermediary, taking the credit, using the credit for discharging ultimate output tax to the state of UP. So with this example, this SGST component has gone to the state of UP. That is called GST, is a destination-based consumption tax. Hope I'm clear. Please tell me, am I clear to all of you? Say yes and no. First of all, yes or no. Please tell me. Please tell me, am I clear to all or not? Say yes or no in a chat box. I want to see yes and no in a chat box. Okay. Yes. Second. Listen very carefully. Those maximums are yes. So I've said yes, the part of, clarity. Okay. Okay. Now, second question. There are two supply, A to B and B to C. And let's example is B is placing an order for 100 rupees to A. And B ultimately raising invoice to C at 120 rupees, 120 rupees, 120 rupees. And let's carry on with the third example. B is in Delhi, third person. Listen very carefully because this is critical part. B is third person in Delhi, asking A of Delhi supplier to deliver the goods to customer C at UP, right? So to supply, we all understood. So B has placed the order for 100 rupees to A. So quite obvious, A is going to raise the invoice for 100 rupees to B. B in turn going to raise the invoice to C at 120 rupees. So there is 20% markup profit. C does not know at what price B is purchasing, which is 100 rupees. Keep it to your mind. These numbers are very interesting one. Keep to your mind. Now, if C catch hold the invoice of A to B, then C will come to know that B is making profit of 20 rupees, right? C will come to know, which B would not be preferring, which B would not be liking. First point. So quite obvious, B would be expecting that his invoice, B's invoice will go to C at 120 rupees. So C should not come to know at what price B is purchasing from A. Now, in this case, to supply, whether one eBay bill is required or two eBay bill is required. Please tell me whether one eBay bill or two eBay bill. Tell me how many eBay bill is required? One or two? Please tell me quickly. I want quick answer. Okay. Quickly, one eBay bill or two eBay bill? Just one eBay bill is required. Just one eBay bill. Only one eBay bill is required. Now the question will come, who will generate the eBay bill? A, B, or C? Because all three can, right? All three are permissible, or they are transporter also. So you tell me, who would be preferring, to whom you would be preferring to generate the eBay bill? A, B, or C? Please tell me. That is the answer I'm looking for. And once I get the answer, then I think who would be preferred? A, B, or C? So who should generate the eBay bill? I'm just looking at the question answers tab, because I don't know, chat box is not available today. But I really want you to tell me who would be generating the eBay bill. Okay, so I will do. Listen very carefully now. Okay. I said only one eBay bill. Two eBay bill is not required. If you ask A to generate the eBay bill, then what A will do? A will raise the invoice, bill to B, Delhi, ship to C, Haryana, place of dispatch, C is UP, sorry, C is UP. So A will raise the invoice, A to B, Delhi, bill to Delhi, and ship to C, UP. And he will put his underlying invoice, age invoice of 100 rupees. And if A generate eBay bill and underlying invoice of A goes to C, then C will come to know that ultimately goods purchased by B was of 100 rupees, which B would not be interested. So in this case, it is highly advisable that B should generate the eBay bill, and with his underlying invoice of 120 rupees. So what B would be doing? B would be raising bill to C, ship to C, UP, putting 120 rupees value, place of dispatch Delhi, place of destination UP. And that is how goods are being delivered to ultimate customer at UP, showing the value 120, and customer will not come to know that the B has purchased at 100 rupees. Tell me, am I clear to all? Please tell me, am I clear to all? First of all, please tell me, am I clear to all or not? Or shall I repeat again, last part? Am I clear to all? Okay, let me repeat again for the sake of few of the participants who could not get it properly. I'm repeating again, and listen very carefully. Do not get any mistake. Listen. I said we require to have one eBay bill, even though there is two supply first. And this window is available on eBay bill portal. Who will generate the eBay bill? A, B, or C? I said anyone, even transporter. If A is going to generate the eBay bill, then problem is A will put his underlying invoice for generation of eBay bill, then he will mention the value 100 rupees, which C will come to know, and which B would not be preferring. So in that case, I suggested let's B generate the eBay bill. How B would be generating? B would be saying bill to C, ship to C. Place of dispatch daily, which is place of dispatch where from A is going to supply, and place of destination would be C's customer place UP. And then B would be putting the value of each underlying invoice of 120 rupees in that eBay bill. C will get that underlying invoice 120, eBay bill 120, dispatched from Delhi to his premises. C will not come to know who is A. So C will not come to know where from exactly B has procured. Place of dispatch is important, no denial. But C will not come to know that at what price B has purchased the same. And thereby, this margin is being protected by B. That is how this transaction would be done. That's what I said and repeated again. Am I clear now to all of you? Please tell me in the chat box. Am I clear? Please tell me, am I clear to all of you? First, you say, am I clear? Am I clear? Say yes in a chat box at least. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Right. If some question is left out, don't worry. We have question answer session also. I will touch base those queries, but most of the participants are going in sync and they are finding dispatch from an eBay bill of age location and place of destination C's location. Okay. All right. Now listen. Now listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. Now this part is over. I've got some question which I want to post. Whether bill to ship to model can be applied once you have received the delivery and then you're billing to the customer. Let's say ABC again, but B has actually received the goods. So A has raised the invoice to B and B has collected and received the goods. Can it be billed to ship to model? Say yes and no. Can it be billed to ship to model? Say yes and no. It cannot be. It cannot be. It should be before or during the movement of goods. So at most, you can execute the transaction when goods are before or during the movement. First part. Second part, A has, let's assume A has raised the invoice today, 27th April 2023. A has raised the invoice. Bill to ship to model we are discussing. A has raised the invoice to B on 27th April. Goods are ultimately delivered to C at UP on 2nd May. 2nd May. 2nd May. Now my two questions. In this bill to ship to model, B is actually not receiving goods. But we have to satisfy the condition of section 16, subsection 2, clause B, that one of the condition is that buyer recipient must receive the goods. Am I right? But in bill to ship to model, B is not actually receiving goods. With the explanation, Roman 1, under section 16 2b, clearly saying in case of bill to ship to transaction, it is considered as a deemed received. Even 10.1b is also saying deemed received in the hands of third person. So they are saying as if B has received the goods. So this part is clear, even though not actually received, will not create any bottleneck. But only problem, two problem. First, A has raised the invoice on 27th April. C has collected the goods on 2nd May. So what would be the date in the hands of B, which is called as a date of receipt of goods? 27th April or 2nd May? Please tell me. Give me the answer in a chat box. Give me the answer in a chat box. Which would be? Which would be? My dear friends, please, to my mind, it would be 2nd May. It would be 2nd May. That is called received. That is the ultimately when customer receive, it is deemed received in the hands of B. That is called 2nd May. Please correct. Am I clear? I know that some of you say 27th April, but I'm not agreeing. It is 2nd May, which would be considered as a receipt. So supplier is raising invoice on 27th April. He will show in a GSTR1 on 27th April. It will get auto-populated in 2A, 2B of the recipient for the April month. But unless it is being received, so received by C is deemed received by B. That is what the provision interpretation. So even though it is coming in 2A, 2B of April, credit is not available. Credit is available only when it is received, which is May month. Am I clear to all? Please tell me. I've given my interpretation to all of you. Please first say in a chat box that this is clear to all of you. Receive date. Okay. Receive date. Now, next question. Only in May month. Next question. A is raising invoice on 27th April, right? What would be the date of raising invoice by B? Please tell me. What would be date of invoice for B to raise to C? Please tell me. 27th April, 28th April, 29th April, or maybe 3rd May. Please tell me what is your take? What is answer coming to your mind? Okay, so a lot of you are giving different answer, right? So interesting, right? We haven't thought on those lines. That is what it is coming out. So section 31 going to important. Section 31 is saying invoice to be raised before or at the time of delivery. Since this is a bill to ship to model, so it is by transfer of title in goods through a document, quite obvious that invoice to be raised before or at the time of supply, So when A is initiating supply, if B has to generate the eBay bill on 27th April, which we have discussed, quite obvious that B will also raise the invoice to C on 27th April. Am I clear? Say yes and no chat box. 27th April. Why I've given the logic to all of you? Please tell me. Say yes and no in a chat box. I won't really honor before, but I've given you the logic also. So, all right, clear. Okay. So my audience is very, very perfect today. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, so very, very well done. Last case study, and which is pertaining to services. One of the guy in chat box, one of the participant in chat box was looking that for pertaining to services, I must explain. So I will discuss this service part as well. And I will discuss on the basis of see, it is a negative stock. Stock is coming in the books of accounts, Mohan Kumar, only when you receive. Getting invoice does not mean stock will go up. Mohanji. Okay, listen now. Last example. And this is the real gem piece, the real example which you can't imagine. I'm telling you, some of you may be knowing, I don't know whether you know or not, but I can tell you in a bit that this is the real open questions. Listen carefully pertaining to services. And You have to listen very, very carefully. There was a contractor, works contractor, T&D Electrical. So I'm saying T&D, registered in the state of Rajasthan. And I'm picking up this example with subtle advanced ruling. So you should not doubt it also. So works contractor, T&D Electricals, registered in Rajasthan, got a contract from Sri Cement, registered in Rajasthan. So client is Sri Cement. So Sri Cement wanted to construct a township in the state of Karnataka. In the state of Karnataka. So township need to be constructed in the state of Karnataka. So again, I'm explaining the factual position. T&D is a works contractor registered in Rajasthan. Sri Cement registered in Rajasthan. But for township which is to be constructed in the state of Karnataka. So this is the example I give it to all of you. Now we have to discuss many things here. Whether T&D Electrical need to take registration in the state of Karnataka for undertaking construction of this township? This is the first question. First question. And there are other question like, let's say this T&D Electrical procuring cement and iron steel from Rajasthan supplier, bill to T&D Electrical in Rajasthan, but ship to Karnataka. Possible or not possible? Or even Karnataka supplier supplying cement and iron steel, bill to T&D Electrical Rajasthan, ship to Karnataka location where township need to be constructed. So these are the so many questions coming around. Now I need answer from you, and I will go a little slow because this is very, very critical, very, very critical, example. Listen very carefully. In this example, my first question, T&D Electrical, which is registered in Rajasthan, want to undertake works contract services, which is supply of service contract, need to take registration in Karnataka. And we can always, say that this is one of the example. What happened if this T&D Electrical is having works contract in 29 different states? Are they supposed to take 29 separate registration, or they can continue to have one registration of principal place of business of Rajasthan and execute these works contract in different state? Please tell me, one registration is okay, or they need to take separate registration? Okay. 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 So a lot of you are giving different answers. Some of you are giving very correct answers. As per me and as per this advanced ruling, they say T&D Electrical need not require to take registration in Karnataka. Need not required. They can continue to execute this works contract with registration of Rajasthan. That is the principal place of business. Unless, just keep in your mind the exception, they should not have fixed establishment in Karnataka. And fixed establishment is characterized by sufficient degree of permanence of human and technical resources. So one is called the main office, Rajasthan of T&D Electrical. With this main office, all the works Works contract services are being supervised, managed, and executed. For the namesake, they have got project office just to look after, but under guidance, supervision, and observation by Rajasthan Office of T&D Electrical. So that project office will not be fixed establishment. So fixed establishment is only with sufficient degree of permanence of human or technical resources, or establishment most directly concerned. So T&D is not having any such office in Karnataka, or usual place of residence not having. So they can continue to have principal place of business of Rajasthan, and from there they can execute, monitor, supervise, get this works contract done through a project office, and project office is at this at wholly reporting with the direction of office of Rajasthan of T&D Electrical. So no need of separate registration in Karnataka. Am I clear? Please tell me this part is clear. Say yes in a chat box that this part is clear. Say in a chat box this part is clear. Okay. So one registration. Okay. Now, next question. If some cement and iron steel supplier of Rajasthan supplying cement and iron steel at direction of T&D Electrical to the site at Karnataka, will it be built to ship to model? Can it satisfy the condition of build to ship to model? Say yes and no in a chat box. Can it satisfy build to ship to model? Yes, yes, it can satisfy build to ship to model. In that case, supplier of cement and steel billing to T&D Rajasthan. So Rajasthan supplier to T&D Rajasthan, intrastate, CGST, SGST, even though goods are being delivered to a site at Karnataka. When T&D Electrical subsequently raising the invoice for works contract services, please tell me whether their transaction would be intrastate or interstate. Keep in your mind that GST is a destination-based consumption tax. Location of supplier T&D Electrical, Rajasthan. Place of supply, location of immovable property. Even though C Cement registered in Rajasthan, but location of immovable property, the place of supply and transaction would be interstate, IGST leviable. IGST, am I clear? Am I clear? Interstate, perfect, perfect. So look at GST, the destination-based consumption tax, right? Ultimately, Karnataka must get the SGST component, right? Supplier of cement, iron, steel, charge CGST and SGST to T&D Electrical, of which T&D Electrical has taken the credit. But what it will be done? He is going to use this credit for discharging IGST liability, and ultimately IGST has gone to Karnataka, so SGST will accrue to the state of Karnataka on the concept of GST, the destination-based consumption tax. Hope I'm clear. Let's change the example. If Karnataka supplier of cement and iron steel, at direction of T&D Electrical Rajasthan, supplying cement and iron steel at the project site at Karnataka. So again, two supply, right? So Karnataka supplier supplying cement and iron steel at the direction of T&D Electrical of Rajasthan. Transaction is intrastate or interstate? Please tell me. Intra or inter? It will always be interstate, right? And subsequently, when T&D Electrical raising invoice as a supply of service contract will always be interstate supply. And that is how the SGST component of IGST will accrue to the state of Karnataka. Am I clear to all? Please tell me, am I clear to all? Okay, okay. Lot of you are very, very clear, very, very clear. Okay, perfect. All right, all right. Now. So I was thinking that here I would be having challenge, but believe me, it was not that troublesome for me to make you understand. You all got it right. It was so clear to all of you. Now let me clarify. No need of separate registration, even though you're undertaking works contract in 29 different states. No need, no need of registration. With the principal place of business at Rajasthan, you can execute works contract pan-India, but you should not have any fixed establishment or establishment most directly concerned. This is what you need to satisfy. Even for supply of service, you require goods that can again be done with the mode of bill to ship to model. And no problem, no challenge. It's a deemed received. And that is what the context is being given for even works contract services. So this is T&D electrical advanced ruling by Karnataka advanced ruling, still holding good. And I'm of the opinion this ruling is 100% correct. And that is my answer to all of you. And let me last sum up. There was one guy in a chat box. He was looking for the services. He wanted me again and again, sir, please tell me uh, that for services, what will come out. I was not able to clearly get through what is his observation. But since I've covered my topic of the day today, whatever I wanted to discuss, I've explained that clearly. I've tried my best. Before I go to the question answers, session, let me ask each one of you. Let me ask, whatever we discussed today, is it really you got it clearly? Have you captured all the provision? Have you captured the practical example? Was it really comfortable for you to understand? Please say yes in a chat box. At least I would be happy that this much of, uh, okay. So it goes both way. I do not know. Today I'm finding a lot of emojis are there. Lot of emojis like hands, like clapping. Lot of things are coming. Might be Harshini is using the new platform for this webinar today. So that's the reason a lot of things are coming back to me. All right, very good. Second point. I've tried to explain B2B, XWorks, and FOR. And for B2C counter sell pan India dispute, which also I clarified. Hope that part is also clear to all of you. Please tell me. Hope that part is also clearly understood. B2C counter sell more than 50,000 taxable value in terms of Rule 46 sub Rule E. Am I clear? And then I also discussed wrongly paid taxes. What would be implication? IGST with no interest refund within 2 years from the date when you pay. Am I clear to all of you? All right. So there's one guy saying, oh, he has picked up a big, comment. All right. I have tried my best. Nevertheless, let me tell you now with this, this is an announcement for all of you. Our latest GST law and commentary book, 4-volume. It's coming in the market within 3 to 5 days. Within 3 to 5 days, coming in the market, and pre-order is available so that you can get the immediately copy as and when published. It will be dispatched to you. So that is GST law and commentary 4-volume book, a detailed analysis, and whatever discussion and example which I did today is a part of that book only. And we have beautifully, in a pictorial way, we have explained the transaction. And I'm sure you would be loving this book with the content, with the pictorial example, with a lot of jurisprudence, and the provisions are discussed accordingly. So this is the one announcement. Now, the last and foremost, requesting Harshini to come forward and start the question answer session. Harshini, back to you.
Sure, Bimalji. Thank you so much. We have a lots of thumbs up and claps emojis for today's webinar, and we are so happy that people could join us despite of the long weekend. So until May 1st, it's a long weekend. Many of people would have planned for a trip or something like that. But here, whoever joined us, the 300 plus people whoever joined us, are here to learn more and also to develop their skills. So we are very, very thankful to all of you who have joined us today. And Bimalji, if you may allow, I will pick up a few questions from here and then I will ask them to you from the audience. So, yeah. Okay, so I have a question. I'm going to read that out, Bimalji. I don't have an option to project it, so I'll just read that out for you. This is from Mr. Rahul. He says, if a person is a seller of battery and he's also taking old battery from buyer, then what will be its treatment in GST? Will it be adjusted in invoice or through credit note?
See, ultimately, when you're taking the old battery, let's say 4,000 rupees, and giving the new battery for 40,000 rupees, let's assume, then transaction value would be 44,000 rupees. So GST going to be levied on 44,000 for the valuation purpose. For the chargeability of GST in cash, which is 40,000, in kind 4,000. That is what the valuation provision says. So for chargeability of GST, that is how you have to raise the tax invoice. Am I? So I don't know who is the person who has asked this query, but this would be the answer for each query.
Thank you, Bimalji. Rahul, I hope you understood the question. If you have any queries, you can put it in the chat. Next question is from Jitender. He asks, sir, finally clarify whether B2C with less than 50K taxable value can be with any of IGST or CGST or SGST.
Less than 50,000, no problem. Less than 50,000, no problem. It can be intra or inter, no problem. If it is more than 50,000, then compulsorily, as per the example I gave, it would be interstate IGST leviable.
I hope that's clear, Jitender. Next question is from Tarun. Tarun asks, what if there are more than 3 parties in bill to ship to case?
Possible. There may be as many as you want. There may be 4, there may be 5, there may be 6. So in between a supplier to ultimate recipient, all would be third party. So we have to follow the provision of 10(1)(b) because they become the third person at whose direction transaction is being done. So there can be 4, 5, 6, no problem per se. But the treatment would be only A would be the supplier and ultimate recipient would be the customer C. In between parties are only third person.
Right. Bimalji, I have one person copy pasting the same question. So that is Mr. Pawan Kumar. If you can see in the chat, he has actually posted a really big question on a case that he has faced. So if you can see in the chat, you'll be able to find.
Pawan Kumar Gaur, right?
Yes, yes.
Sir, if we are registered in Haryana, importing goods, but received in Mumbai, kept in a bonded warehouse in Mumbai, so can the sale be made directly from bonded warehouse in Mumbai itself by bill to and SIP to? See, try to understand once you have received the goods, and receiving the goods means the two-way. If it is still in custom bonded warehouse and you have only filed in-bond bill of entry, not the ex-bond bill of entry for home consumption. Till the time there is ex-bond for home consumption, it can be billed to SIP2 model, no problem, because this is not received by you. It will consider in transit for you. And that's what, but for custom bonded sale, with the recent Finance Act 2023 changes, of course, this transaction is neither a supply of goods nor supply of services, but please bear in your mind, for reversal of common credit treated as exempt supplies, this transaction para 8A of schedule 3 is being included. So reversal is required from a date to be notified. So Pavan ji, very simple. अगर आपने कस्टम बॉन्डेड वेयरहाउस में रखा है माल, कस्टम बॉन्डेड वेयरहाउस में, इसका मतलब आपने गुड्स क्लियर नहीं कराए हैं. You have not cleared the goods as yet for the home consumption. So it will be considered it is still in transit, and build to ship to model can be followed. But who would be filing that final bill of entry? The person to whom you're selling the goods. So for you, it will continue to be out of Indian territory. Neither neither a supply of goods nor supply of services. So for you, no taxability. It is final person who is filing bill of entry for home consumption. He will pay the custom duty, including IGST component. That is my answer, Pavanji. Hope I'm clear. Pavanji, say yes in a chat box because you were copy pasting that was communicated to me. Say yes that you got it. चलिए ठीक है, next.
Bimal ji, people want to know how they can pre-order your books.
That is going to be available through Amazon, and quite obvious, Zoho Books is a partner with Bimal Jain. Bimal Jain is a partner with Zoho Books. So you may have a lot of announcement coming up in next webinar. So getting free book is another option which you can always look at by joining the webinar of Zoho Books. Stay tuned, but otherwise these books would be available on Amazon as well, and link would be provided accordingly to all of you.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. We have actually, Bimalji has stayed with us for 1 hour and 50 minutes, close to 2 hours for the webinar. And we have a lot of questions coming in, but due to time constraint, will not be able to take all of it. So please feel free to post all your questions on Bimalji's social media accounts. He is very active on social media. You will get responses and you can interact with him over there as well. And he conducts a lot of webinars apart from collaborations with Zoho on his own channel as well. And he keeps posting videos. So please do stay updated on Bimalji's social platforms to, Bimalji.
I do not know. Today we are using different platform. Am I right, Hasini?
Yes, Bimalji, yes.
A lot of emojis are there, so I do not know. All the participants have enjoyed putting, a lot of emojis here and there. So interesting, but a lot of cycling going on, lot of smiling going on, lot of clapping going on. I liked it, but we should have some option of chat also. Chat box was not there. So that is the reason some of the participants was facing where the chat box, what we can do. With the first part, and second part, to all the participants, you must have made note, right? Which I requested. You can always take those notes and put on social media. I can give you my mobile number also today, but put on social media, tag Zoho Books, tag Bimal Jain. At least those who have not joined today, at least they will come to know that you are the learned participants today. You learn so much of new things in the journey of GST. So you can take my mobile number, but Zoho Books and me, you can tag on any social media with your note, whatever you have prepared. That will give the mileage to you and to others to follow and join our next webinar as well. So my mobile number, you can take it down, 98-106-04-563. So I've given my number to all of you. So please post your note. Let me see that what kind of note you have prepared. I'm damn sure you must have prepared a good note, which I would be liking, and always you can put on social media to take it forward. My compliment to each one of you, taking out your time from your busy schedule and try to learn GST. And I always say growing stronger together. And that is what the GST version all about. And we are taking this initiative together. Now handing over to Harshini to sum up today.
Bimalji, I have an interesting comment that is from Amit Kumar. He is saying Bimal sir is Bhishma Pitama of GST for us.
I don't know. I'm so much, I really owe myself to them. They are so true lover of me. Their love and affection really helping me and motivating me. So I really give all credit back to this audience. They are the backbone. They are the real backbone that is helping me to grow, and I'm trying my best. That is what my comment, but I will request each one of you keep giving you best wishes, blessings at all time, and that's what we all are looking for. And from my side, I always pray to the God bless all of us together.
Thank you so much for wonderful webinar, Bimalji, and you all the 300 audience whoever participated with us today. Stay tuned for more such collaborations with Bimalji in the coming financial year as well. We are so happy you joined us and you made, I think, Bimalji's day and also my day for hosting the webinar. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Bimalji.
Thank you. Thank you.